Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and you're all having a great day. Welcome back, if you will, for another weekend edition where I talk slightly slower, or I try to give myself a bit more time just to be able to relax as I make the video. Anyway, to start things off, on CNBC's Fast Money, BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes reaffirmed his stance on the price of Bitcoin stabilizing in the $5,000 region before initiating the next rally. On July 1st, Hayes appeared on CNBC's Fast Money and discussed the price trend of Bitcoin and the extreme volatility in the cryptocurrency amidst the third worst correction in the industry's history. At the time, Hayes stated that the price of Bitcoin will likely bottom in the range of $3,000 to $5,000, but still achieve $50,000 by the end of 2018. He emphasized that a key regulatory change by the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, or the SEC, or other leading markets such as Japan and South Korea could trigger the market to surge upwards in a short period of time. The approval of a Bitcoin ETF that we've been talking about as well, which has been the focal point of Bitcoin price predictions as of late by various experts and large retail traders, could play a vital role in building a robust infrastructure for Bitcoin to depend on through its climbing to $20,000. He said, "Absolutely, I stand by the $50,000 prediction by 2018. I still think Bitcoin that goes up to $20,000 in 1 year can have a correction down to $6,000. I think we can find a bottom in the $3,000 to $5,000 range, but we are one positive regulatory decision away. Maybe an ETF approved by the SEC to climbing through $20,000 and even to $50,000 by the end of 2018, Hayes said, end quote. So pretty much this has been, this is kind of like the news of today, this week, whatever you kind of want to call it. A lot of people still think or are of the mindset that we are, for some, I don't know exactly what the idea is that where the market is right now, that there's apparently going to be some type of major pullback. I think me personally, I don't see Bitcoin going from 7,300 to 5,000, especially over the course of like a 2 or 3 week period. I think we would need some like heavily detrimental type of new, like that would really, like we would need the US to actually like say that they are thinking of banning cryptocurrencies in order to, I think, get down to that low again. I think where we are right now, I could see us slipping down to around like 6,800, maybe somewhere around there, but to fall from 73 to 5,000 over the course of a 2-3 week period is kind of weird. But I said this before in other videos. I think what is really coming down to, and this is why I think everything is taking so long, is because I feel people who are in the government, I feel like, are already into cryptocurrencies, and I don't know if they're trying to fill their pockets more, if they're trying to not legitimize the space because they're afraid of it going up in response to them saying yes, and then this having some sort of negative effect on the stock market. I don't know exactly what it could be. It could be a mixture of 35 different thousand things, but I feel like this is the reason why we've had such a slow time when it comes to exactly what the crypto space is. I'm sure you've noticed as well, this is 7 months now, and it's actually, we had news about that they were going to regulate around December, and we still have no solid information from any country. I'm going to get something in a couple of minutes to go to the next one, but there's been no solid information from the US, from Japan, from South Korea. I think Japan had like raids or something like that on their crypto exchanges. South Korea still hasn't solidified exactly what they're planning on doing. The United States is just kind of all over the place having meetings, but nothing is actually coming from it. So today is actually the G20 leaders, banking leaders meeting in Buenos Aires, Bermuda, something with a B. I know I got it wrong again. It's from today and tomorrow. So apparently something could possibly come from this meeting, words or whatever the case might be. But yeah, this is, I mean, I feel like we could have definitely had a rally in the market by now, but they're waiting. And part of my problem is that it usually realistically only takes a government about a week or 2 weeks to decide exactly what they're going to do with something, and then you know everything has to be written up and filed and blah blah blah. But they know exactly what they're going to do to the cryptocurrency space. There's no, I think any idea otherwise is just kind of ridiculous. Governments know exactly what they're planning on doing with this. I don't know if they're coordinating all together to figure out exactly how they're going to clamp down on it, or just try to have some type of framework that matches something for all of them. But I feel like whenever we do finally have either the something from the G20 countries, which is hopefully today, big hope, or get approval for the Bitcoin ETF. This is why I said if you have time to send them an email. I know a lot of people have been doing it. Thank you very much, and I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Something is going to start off the market. Still widely believed that it's going to happen relatively soon. And I mean, at this point, who kind of knows? Bitcoin has been doing that thing. I'm sure you've noticed it. Yesterday, I think that Bitcoin was down like 0.39%. And all the other altcoins, you see this like huge dip right here. They were all down between like 9 and 13%. I think the bigger players, or the whales, if you want to call them that, are anticipating a market move relatively soon. And I think they're trying to bring up Bitcoin's dominance, because Bitcoin's dominance was around 41% before. And I think even in December, it was like 29-30% or something like that. So I think they're doing that thing where they put in sell orders to make it seem like Bitcoin is going to go down. Every other altcoin is being pushed down as well in price. But typically when Bitcoin does start going back up, this is when all the altcoins also usually tend to outperform Bitcoin. Who knows what's going to happen? It's one big circus. I'm sure you realize this yourself, but it's all quite exciting. At least to me, I find this, I'm literally sitting on the edge of my seat because I cannot wait for something to finally happen in this market. So in, joining with this entire regulatory thing, India is once again in the news. The Supreme Court of India's hearing on the central bank's ban on crypto dealings, originally scheduled for July 20th, has been moved to September, according to a July 19th Twitter post by a team of Indian lawyers involved in a crypto regulatory analysis. Yeah, we were talking about that we would definitely have some type of answer, because we were told that this was going to be the last date. This was the finality, because this has, I think there have been 3 other court cases or something like that in India where they were supposed to have some type of clarity. They kept on moving it, and they said July 20th is going to be the date where we tell everybody exactly what's going to happen. For some reason, they the final that the Supreme Court said that they were going to be doing has now been moved to September. The Reserve Bank of India's, or the RBI, crypto bank banning was implemented in early April of this year and prohibits local banks from providing services to any person or business that deals with cryptocurrencies. The July 19th tweet notes that the Supreme Court listened to limited arguments on the behalf of the Internet and Mobile Association of India, or the IAMAI, and the RBI, but due to a few others not filing responses to petitions, the final arguments will be held on the 11th of September 2018. If these aren't the they've said this multiple times. They kept on saying that this is going to be the final date, and this is why we saw like a lot of bubbling in the market, because everyone thought that this would be the final time. In mid-May, the Supreme Court had upheld RBI's crypto dealings ban until the July hearing, and early July also ruling not to grant interim relief to those affected by the ban. The deadline to implement the ban on dealing with crypto-related accounts expired July 5th. Since then, Indian citizens have not been able to buy and sell crypto on exchanges, and crypto exchanges and companies cannot receive loans from banks in India. If this isn't the final date, I really don't know what it is. I have a feeling on September 11th that they're probably also going to be like, hey, we're not going to give you an answer until like November 33rd, 2025 or something like that. I mean, this is exactly what I'm talking about. They're constantly dragging it on. They know exactly what they're going to do. I don't know what they're waiting for. But this is kind of the situation in India right now. India is also believed to be a country that could be a catalyst for the next bull market. But until their government decides to give us an answer, this is just where we are. I realized I said I was probably going to talk a bit slower, but I realized I think I'm actually talking a bit faster than I normally do. So this also follows back onto a video that I made yesterday or the day before, where I was talking about, I think it's very odd that there's a lot of, not odd, but there's a lot of attention being paid to Ethereum in the last couple of weeks. And this kind of goes along to that. Executives and operators of major crypto conglomerates valued at many billions of dollars have been more optimistic towards Ethereum than Bitcoin, the most dominant cryptocurrency in the global market as of late. Throughout the past year, Circle, the $3 billion cryptocurrency exchange and payments platform, and Coinbase, the $8 billion cryptocurrency brokerage company, which also remains the largest digital asset exchange in the world, have continued to express their enthusiasm regarding the growth of Ethereum and its vibrant ecosystem, and what hundreds of thousands of developers are building decentralized applications, or dApps, to increase the adoption of the blockchain. This week on CNBC's Fast Money, Circle co-founder and CEO Jeremy Allaire said Ethereum could be the catalyst for the next cryptocurrency rally due to the enormous amount of developer activity on the Ethereum blockchain. Several analysts have disclosed that Ethereum currently has more than 300,000 developers on its network and have been adding more than 50,000 developers on a monthly basis since May. That I did not know, and that is absolutely insane. I wonder exactly how many developers are on the Bitcoin network. I feel like it could be somewhere around that, but 50,000 per month is kind of an insane number. This leads us to a situation where by the time we hit February, we could almost have 1 million people who are developing on the Ethereum network. In July of last year, the founder and CEO of Aragon, a decentralized governance protocol based on Ethereum used by major blockchain networks such as District.OX and Request Network, said there's a gold rush among developers to learn the coding language of money, adding that he does not know a single Ethereum developer that has not become a millionaire yet. I stand firm by what I said yesterday or the day before. Something is happening with Ethereum, and I still think that it has to do with a lot of people were able to fill up their bags with Ethereum when Ethereum was $8, Bitcoin was $1,200, $1,300, somewhere around there, maybe even $2,000. Not exactly sure the exact number. So I feel like a lot of people saw the promise of Ethereum. They saw exactly what was going to happen, filled up their bags, and now these are the same exact people who are pushing Ethereum. But it's very interesting because these were people also before who were pushing Bitcoin. So I feel, there's always something going on behind closed doors that we just don't know about. But I feel like they definitely have their foot in, or whatever you kind of euphemism you want to say. But I'm still a firm believer that Ethereum could one day possibly, on the off chance, pass by Bitcoin. And I think that would shake up the market unlike anything that we have ever seen, because it would lead everyone to then believe and kind of push that their coin could go from number 2 to then be number 1. CoinMarketCap is in the news. They've been having not a rough time, but I'll kind of get into it in a couple seconds. Crypto price tracker and exchange ranking site CoinMarketCap.com is making major changes to its exchange's listings method in light of concerns over skewed trade volume data, according to an official announcement on the 19th of July. As of July 16th, the site has now removed the minimum volume requirements that it had been using to limit the number of exchanges listed on the site. According to CoinMarketCap, this represents the first measure, among others, that will be phased in to address widespread concerns about the integrity of trade volume figures on exchanges. Although CoinMarketCap says it transparently aggregates volume data based on access to the exchange's APIs, it acknowledges that several factors are emerging that may compromise its accuracy. These include a new transaction fee mining model recently adopted by some exchanges that reimburses transaction fees in the form of native exchange tokens. As CMC notes, this can pump volume by making it profitable for users to simply trade back and forth to accrue more tokens, a phenomena compounded if bots are used to automate the action. That is obviously definitely something that is going on. CoinMarketCap has had a lot of struggles over the last 7, 8, 9 months. There was a problem before where they can't remember for which coin. I don't remember what coin it was anymore. They were dropping exchanges that slumped or made it appear that the market had slumped because they were taking out certain, I think they were South Korean exchanges. They were taking them out because they said that there was such a high premium on the South Korean markets that it was making the normal prices of cryptocurrencies look weird. They took off the South Korean exchange, I'm pretty sure it was South Korea, and the market looked like it had dropped by around 20%. This was a very weird time because everybody was trying to figure out exactly why the market had crashed. Lo and behold, it was just because of CoinMarketCap, because the majority of people use CoinMarketCap, and a lot of people have started using other price websites because they're tired of CoinMarketCap's issues. So now the fact that they're adding this, I think it would just be more accurate. If you have more than probably $500 of trading volume every single day, they should probably just be added to give everyone a wider idea of exactly what's going on. This is what I was saying before, and I'm pretty sure we're eventually going to get more news about it. We had news about this a couple of months ago as well. I don't know how many people paid attention or wanted to pay attention. People were finding, how do I say this? People found out that a large reason why Bitcoin's volume was so high is that people were simply sending millions of dollars, millions, not a million, millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin back and forth between accounts on exchanges, and they were paying minimal fees because they were changing through the exchange. So like there actually wasn't you weren't swapping through the Bitcoin network so much as you were swapping through the exchange itself. So there were barely minimal fees. And people said, it would have made a bit more sense if somebody was, trading, 15,000 and, 17,000 here. But it was constantly 5 million back and forth multiple times per day. And this is actually being done across multiple exchanges. That is changing the volume of what we see in the coins. And this is why a lot of people believe that a lot of the volumes are faked. They probably are, but until we get proper regulations, I don't think anything will be solidified or perfected in the cryptocurrency markets. Last up, something very, very quick. On the 20th of July, the digital asset trading platform OKEX announced on Twitter that it had added Cardano, or ADA, to its trading list. ADA is a native token of the renowned blockchain company Input Output Hong Kong, or IOHK. The go-live schedule of the token was announced, they said, on their Twitter. I'm not going to read through all of the things. Just a little, whenever a coin is listed to a major exchange, I like to give a little bit of the news about it. I completely forgot. It had to be about 3 days ago. Someone left me a very sizable donation, and I want to say thank you very much. I do not know who you are because it was obviously anonymous because it was cryptocurrency. I really, really, really thank you. I was actually quite shocked when I saw it. Thank you very much. You know who you are. I do not know who you are, but from the bottom of my heart, I really do thank you, and I mean that. Also, the last 4 or 5 videos, I noticed a lot of people in the comment section have been asking me for my opinion on things, as far as like separate videos and stuff like that. So they've been asking me like for my opinion on certain events that are happening, certain coins being listed, whatever. I don't really know. I've been seeing it. I haven't really been able to decode as to what a lot of people have meant. If you have ideas or you would like to have my opinion on something in a certain video about a certain topic, no matter how crazy it might be, I'm pretty sure I have some type of opinion on it. Write me in the comment section below. I will try to write them down on a separate piece of paper and get to as many of them as possible. I mean, nothing too crazy. Like, I don't want to hear about like hamsters eating carrots and that's the correlation between the Bitcoin price drop, like something actually significant, or something that's, actually real, that's actually going on. But yeah, I've noticed that a lot, and I didn't really know how to respond to people asking me that in the comment section, just because I didn't want to be like my opinion on what. So if you have something that you would like for me to talk about that you feel like I have missed, whether it be a coin listing, a coin not being listed, something that's happening in a certain country that is dealing with cryptocurrency, what you might assume to be fraud, or something that just seems really, really cool that you feel like I have not touched on, please, for the love of everlasting goodness, don't write that you want me to push one of your coins. I've received a lot of spam bots over the last couple of weeks. I'm not going to name coins, but telling me to pump certain coins. And when I looked up the coins, they were literally like 389 on CoinMarketCap, had no volume, and there were just tons of spam bots. So, whatever you can think of, write it in the comment section below. I will write them down, and hopefully I'll be able to get to them soon. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are having a great weekday, depending on when you're listening to this, morning, afternoon, evening. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you once again for all the support. I do appreciate it more than you could possibly begin to imagine, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.